Yes, of course, we have spoken to him. He's very happy. He's relieved. He is somehow is getting back his dignity, you know, because he's been humiliated during this time that he was held in Japan, and he's been claiming that he could not defend himself properly in this context, and this is just it's just legitimating everything that he's been claiming since the beginning. So he feels very relieved, very happy, and finally heard, which is very important. So this decision is a very important one, and it's a brave one, and we have to welcome that. This decision states that Mr. Carlos Ghosn, while he was in detention in Japan, has been a victim of arbitrary detention and has been a victim of numerous violations of his rights to a fair trial. This is very important because this is what has been saying since the beginning. This is what we've been raising since the beginning, that he was not receiving a due process, a fair trial in Japan. And the words used by the working group are very strong. They speak about an abuse of process by the prosecution. If the process is unfair, the evidence is not acceptable, the whole lawsuit is not acceptable, not fair, and that's what they are saying. And what we want to raise here is that because they are pointing out the unfairness of the procedure in Japan, it will have an impact on other procedures which are open against Mr. Ghosn, including the French procedure against him, because a lot of these procedures are based on the allegations, on the evidence that has been collected by the Japanese authorities. And the UN Working Group says the procedure is not fair. So it might have a consequence on all the other procedures which are liable to be declared null and void. And the fact that today the working group says he had an unfair trial is probably a little bit easier to understand his decision from that perspective, even though, of course, the working group on arbitrary detention is not making any position on Mr. Ghosn's decision to leave. That's nothing to do with it, but probably it gives a different perspective on his decision, yes.